So why did I buy Nano Dimension stock in the first place? What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is John, and this is John Paul Investing. The reason I bought Nano Dimension stock in the first place, back in 2019, 2020, during that COVID era and money printing era, my criteria at the time was really simple. It's just I would like for it to be a penny stock. I want it to be a relatively new technology, something interesting, something that would have some kind of competitive advantage or advantages, something in a healthy cash position, and something that, in the grand scheme of things, if you bought it and forgot about it, you could either have two outcomes, which is, pretty typical for penny stocks, that you invest in it, and one day it just blows up and everyone's on top of it, or one day it just fails miserably as a company, and then you just kind of cut your losses and then just move on because you need to move on with life and maybe find another stock that's just as good. But ultimately, that was the main reason that I even got into Nano Dimension. So once I knew that those criteria were satisfied, I thought it was interesting enough to actually put my money there and then not really worry about the day-to-day volatility. I do think Nano Dimension is going to, at least on the price terms, it's going to start being a little more active again. The company itself, I have seen, has been relatively active despite, whatever economic turmoil we're experiencing right now. But ultimately, that is what I wanted to see in a company before I, threw money in it. The last thing you want to do is just put your money somewhere that you don't understand. But the whole concept of buying Nano Dimension stock and having ownership in a technology like that was very fascinating and interesting to me, which is the whole purpose why I ended up making a YouTube channel to talk about it. Granted, I didn't think it would steer in the direction of only Nano Dimension. I did talk about a whole bunch of other stocks, but it just seems to be the stock that everyone loves and wants to see succeed. There's a lot of you out there that would see this as a poor investment because it's just boring. If anything, it's just kind of moving sideways at this point, which shouldn't determine whether you do or don't invest in something, but that's my opinion anyways. There's not really a lot going on besides whatever news that has come out as of recent over the last maybe 2 years. One would also argue that it's just not worth it just because they haven't really established their product market fit, I guess, at this point. Just selling only to government institutions and for education purposes, and not really a lot of small mom and pop prototyping is buying these printers. They're not cheap. So if you are a holder of Nano Dimension stock, I would say that you shouldn't worry too much as long as you're taking the time to research what exactly is going on. You popping into this video counts as research. If you're doing your research, you don't have to feel too bad about the price fluctuating, because then you could sleep a little better at night knowing the company's not going to dissolve just because it fell 20, 30, 50% even. Although prices have been pretty stable with Nano Dimension stock for the last at least year, maybe 2 years at this point. It's just kind of sat within this low range of price, close to between 2 and like 250 a share. Overall, if you think that there is a better opportunity out there, there's no reason why you shouldn't just sell Nano Dimension stock and buy it into that other opportunity that you're seeing. It all boils down to opportunity cost and what you deem is the value of that particular company that you're putting your money in, which really is subjective, because you can have everything on paper, but ultimately it's the market that dictates the price. And don't feel too bad if you have to sell the stock. It's okay. Chances are you could just sell whatever else you bought and then buy back into Nano Dimension. What's going to matter more is that you are buying the stock with the intention of holding it. As Warren Buffett said, if you don't plan to hold it for at least 10 years, you shouldn't hold it for a day. Something along those lines, could be off, but you get what I'm saying. But yeah, it's paramount that you just do your research and stay on top of it, because you don't want to be surprised that they're doing one thing when you bought them, and then by the time you're been holding them for a year or two, they're doing something completely different and you just had no idea. I also think it just boils down into going heavy into the things you also believe in, because ultimately that's where you get the craziest, largest returns. No one is passionate about 1,000 different companies or 1,000 different investments, and that's essentially what you're getting when you buy into an ETF. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, because that's, for a majority of people, going to be the best avenue to preserving their wealth. But at the end of the day, you also need to know what you're buying, because Maybe out of those 1,000 companies in that ETF you're buying, you don't really only like maybe 100 of them. Even that's kind of a stretch. So just stay on top of these things. I just wanted to share with you what my reasons for buying Nano Dimension are. I do hope this helps frame your mindset when you look at things, because I think that it's just the pragmatic way of approaching holding investments for a long time. So I mean, no matter what asset class.